who's got a new name, ellscriv, a new song, and a new album coming out later this month. Lorissa Scriven, welcome back to the Moose Studio. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. You reached out to me just the other day, and I noticed on your social media you put out a clip of a new song called Longer, which I think is officially out now today. Is on the platforms and whatnot.
It's official. It's out.
This is your first new music in some time, if I remember right. I want to say pre-COVID. I might be a little off there, but it's been a while, eh?
It's been a while. I did put out a couple singles through COVID, but this is the first album in, I guess, 5 years.
Yeah, because the last one was kind of with January Moon, which was your...
Yes, it was with my band Wildwood Soul. Mm-hmm. So I am constantly rebranding.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about that first. You're calling yourself ellscriv now. Tell us a bit about why you decided, I think I want to go for something different, a new name perhaps.
Yes, actually, it's been my whole life that everybody is saying my name, calling me Lorissa Scriven, or like just not knowing how to pronounce my last name. I've been ellscriv on my social media for like the last 10 years, and I just was like, it would really make sense if I just was one thing and people can actually say it out loud, and it's like less of a tongue twister for me when I'm introducing myself. So I just decided it was like the perfect time with a new release, so I went for it. And I don't know, I'm excited.
That's awesome. Let's talk a bit about this album that's going to come out, Wandering the Pine. It comes out officially on May 31st. Tell us a bit about where it came from, what it's kind of all about for you.
Yeah, so Wandering the Pine is an album that I wrote probably my late 20s, early 30s. I was doing like a lot of soul searching, I think, and Wandering the Pine is kind of a throw to my favorite spot in nature where I like to do all my deep thinking. Mm-hmm. So
you mean like just a pine in general, or are you thinking like the Pine River, which kind of joins the piece?
Well, yeah, there's that too, going on in Taylor. But it's actually like a pine grove that's on our property, which is actually kind of like rare for the area. Mm-hmm. But it was like all killed by beetles when I think I was like around 17 years old. And now like the pines are growing up again, which is like... I'm so excited because that was like my special place as a kid. The album is like, I never really wanted to make an album of like love songs. I'm like not trying to be Taylor Swift or anything. But like these are the songs that came out of me, and I think songwriting for me has always been saying those feelings that I don't want to be direct about, and sort of have like it shrouded in mystery a little bit more. So it's just things that I needed to say to people.
Amazing. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I know a couple of years ago I ran into you and we were talking about music a bit. I was talking about your music. I'm not in the music scene the way you are, but anyway. At the time, thank you. But at the time, you sort of said to me, you weren't even sure you were going to keep doing music, at least in the way you had done it before, which is, write songs, perform in front of people and whatnot. What do you think changed sometime between now and then where you said, no, I got more to say and more I want to do?
Yeah, well, being an artist is really hard. It's like really draining to like constantly be promoting yourself. I've never been the type of person that like wants to like be in the spotlight so much.
Well, first of all, kudos for you for reaching out to me to do this. So
I was like, I got to do it. I don't want to do it, but
thank you.
And I get to see you, and
well, thank you.
It's all good. I'm learning how to be in the spotlight more. But what was I talking about?
Just the journey from and maybe it was just an offhand comment, but not sure you were going to keep doing what you were doing.
Yeah. I think like I got really discouraged, especially through the pandemic because it just felt like my whole identity was just wrapped up in being a musician. And then I was like, well, what am I without that? Maybe I should figure that out.
There was no gigs to play anymore.
Yeah. So. And then like coming back to like normal life, like realizing that, that's like such a like community experience for me. And like all my friends are musicians and I'm just like, yeah, I love it. Once I've played my first show after the pandemic, I was like, oh yeah, this is like home. This is what I want to be doing. So.
All right. Well, we're going to hear the new song in just a few minutes, actually. Why don't you tell us a bit about this song specifically? I do want to note that there's I think you call it a country vibe in this. That I don't think we've heard from you in your music in some time. I know kind of your first album when like you were fresh out of the gate was sort of had a country vibe in it. That's come back a bit, at least in this song.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the song and it's sort of that little bit of country influence seeping back in, if you don't mind.
There's definitely a little glimmer of country in there. I've always been like a huge lap steel fan, so it was really exciting. I had this vision as soon as I wrote the song that I was like, it needs to have like an epic lap steel solo. And so we actually got Matt Kelly, who plays the City in Color.
Wow.
We waited. He was on tour and we waited for him, and I'm really glad we did because it's really awesome. But Longer is just like a song about that feeling that you get when you go to a place and you're feeling like kind of awkward and uncertain at first, and like some days go by and then like it's your last day and you're like, I'm having the best time. And now I have to go home.
Yeah.
I wish I could stay longer. But yeah, at the time I thought I was in love and I was leaving a place and it was also romantic.
But I think it really captures that spirit, if I could say. And again, we're going to hear the song in a second because I felt that was like, I know this feeling, right? Just kind of at least similar to what you were feeling when you wrote the song. So, okay, the album Wandering the Pine comes out May 31st. You have an album release party and show you're going to do the next day. Tell us a bit about that. And I think tickets are on sale now for it.
They are. They went on sale last night, and I've already sold like 10 when I checked at 7 this morning, so I'm like super excited.
Yeah.
The release party is going to be at Cameron Lake at the Outdoor Education Center.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been there?
I've been to Cameron Lake. I don't know if I've been at the center, though.
Okay. It's like the cutest place, like tucked into the trees. It's all like log buildings. So it's going to be like more than a concert. It's going to be like a whole experience where there's going to be a bannock bar and like a regular bar with like craft cocktails that I'm going to like think up. And then it's also like a camping experience. So everybody arrives around like 3 p.m. and you set up either in like the cabins that they have there, or you can tent or sleep in your car or bring your camper, whatever you want. And then we'll have dinner. We'll have my cousin Lundrina Elise from Toronto come. And also we'll have like a midnight lunch and then breakfast in the morning.
Okay.
Coffee.
I love it.
Wake up in nature. Wander the pine. I don't know.
I love it. I love it. This whole sort of party, and you get to hear a concert from you as well.
Yes. Full band, too.
Full band. I was just going to ask
band,
that. So excellent. All right. Well, the tickets for that are at ihugtrees.com, your website, correct,
yes,
for ellscriv.
right.
Again, the album comes out May 31st. You'll be able to stream that where you stream things. And we're about to hear the first single off of it called Longer right here on Moose FM. Thanks for coming by, ellscriv. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.